Right, so we're at Western Pools today, and Rob's just asked me, we've just finished filming, he just said, talk about 5 items of tackle that I couldn't live without. So I sort of was having a think of stuff that maybe weren't necessarily really obvious, you know, little bits of stuff, you know, not just like my pole and my rods and stuff like that. So thinking about the first one that I'm going to talk about is probably this, which is the big Feedland side tray. I think it's the XL side tray. And I'm going to class the awning as part of this piece of equipment. So this actual particular awning, if I just touch on that quickly, isn't actually the awning that comes with the tray. It's the frame that comes with the tray. But actually, I've got a Halcon Hunt awning on, so you know, these are so good. They just literally don't let any water in, a bit like, you know, the clothing you get from Halcon Hunt. It's always such good quality. You literally never get any water, and it just protects your bait really well. So that's one little sort of add-on that comes with the tray, but I'm going to class that all as one item. But the thing what I like about this tray, as opposed to other ones that I've had in the past, is you don't need any sort of support leg or anything like that, and they're absolutely rock solid. Just so well made. The clamps are so good where they tighten onto your leg. They don't really damage your leg or anything like that. You can move your tray into position. You can, you know, you can slide it while it's on your box to wherever you want. You can have it on the, you know, your front leg and your back leg. You can have it on, you know, you've just got so many options of what you can do with this tray. You've got loads of space. I actually own 2 of them as well for when I'm fishing places where I've got quite a lot of gear, and maybe I'm fishing sort of like some of the big finals and stuff like that. I can have a tray either side, and you know, they're just so easy to set up. They're so solid, they're so well built. I think I've had my other one, this is my newer one of the 2. I think I've had my other one about 4 years, and I feel like in another 4 years time it'll still be going more than strong. Probably one of them things, I don't think I'd ever change this now. I think this is, I'd always use these trays. I think that's how good they are. So brilliant bit of kit. Get loads of stuff on them, set up easy, nice and solid. You get the awning with it, you can keep all your bait, you know, perfectly in condition. Brilliant tray, brilliant product, and something that, like I said, I'd not be without now. So that's my first little product. Now the second one I'm going to talk on is actually something that I've only got, I'm going to say maybe a month ago, and I already think it's something I definitely would never be without anymore, and that's the new I want to say, is it the XL roost bar? It's the bigger roost bar basically that gets more kits on. Not roost bar, it's like an accessory bar for your keat nets. And basically this new Preston one, the reason I bought this is because I went to a fishery called Red Hill Fishery on a festival, and the weights were quite big there, and what tended to happen was you were fishing your edge quite close to yourself, and I felt like every time you had to get up to get a net, or if you were moving nets about, you started to disturb your edge line, and it definitely had a detrimental sort of impact on what you were catching. Now with this net bar, you can basically, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 keep nets on this bar in at the start. They're in, you get them set up, you know where your nets are going to be, and then obviously you can plumb your lines around them. And honestly, when you go to venues where, not even where you're fishing for really big weights, but where, say, there's got quite strict net limits, where you want to play safe with your net limits, you don't want to put too many fish in the net, you can put all your nets in at the start, you can split your fish, you can make sure that you're looking after the fish, you're also not going to go over in your net limits. I just think they're absolutely perfect for what you're trying to get. I know people in the past have actually made their own sort of bigger net bars and stuff like that, but it's brilliant just to be able to have one that's sort of readily available. Fits into the same slots as me original net bar as well. So if I go to somewhere, say like Partridge, which is the 3 nets and split your fish rule, I can just get out of me big carry-all, I can get the old net bar, and it just slots straight into the same little sort of clips on my box. But if I go to a venue where I need multiple nets, I can clip this into the same slots. Brilliant, and a product I won't be without, especially with the way fisheries are going. You know, a bit more strict on the net limits, trying to look after fish. Really important to have a big net bar like this. Just makes your life easier to handle them nets. So really, really good product that. Not that I often need tons of nets. I wish I needed it more often, you know, a full 7 nets, but worth having anyway. So yeah, the next product that I'm going to talk about this, which is my Daiwa pole case. Now, I want to say, not necessarily just this pole case, but pole cases in general, I would say is something that I'd not live without anymore. Now, I personally do really like this pole case, the Daiwa one. And basically, I can get loads of gear in it. I've got all sorts in this at the minute. It's a bit, I wouldn't say it was the most organised piece of equipment. It's got sort of top kits chucked everywhere, but what it allows me to do, and the thing I most like about it, is it allows me to have my short kits set up, ready to go inside my case. So shallow rigs, you know, even sometimes I'll put edge rigs on top kits, you know, other rigs for fishing, you know, in the deep water and stuff, and I'll have them all set up ready to go. So like tomorrow I'm going on a festival to Munkall. I've already put all my shallow rigs on my kits ready to go. It's just going to save me time when I get on the bank, and literally then if they're still in good nick, your rigs, they go back on, you know, they get hooked back up, they go back in your case, and you know, you can use them for months sometimes, the same rigs, and they're just there ready to go if you need them. So I couldn't live without them, and like I carry so many different kits around for different venues. If I had to put them in tubes, it'd just be no good at all. You just have to have something that organises and protects your kits, and I think this pole case is perfect for that, and like pole cases in general. So again, the reason I like this Daiwa one, I like this way of, say that and I can't get it undone. I like that where I know that it's secure. In the past I've had ones that are Velcro, and I'll open my case and the Velcro will come undone and the kits will have gone everywhere. With that, I know it's nice and secure, nice and easy to clip across, and it keeps everything nice and in place. I've got a nice little middle bit. I've got my short fours, my parallel four, stuff like that in the middle. And then I've got sort of my long kits in one side. At the minute I've been going to Larford. They're not very organised, but I've got some long fours, some long fives, a couple of spare cupping kits. You know, I think I've probably got around 50 top kits in here as well, which is well more than what most people are going to carry around with them. But you know, it just shows you the capability of how much you can get in these sort of products. So if you want to put your pole in there as well, you can have sort of your pole in one side, 20 or 30 top kits in the other side, a couple of spare sections, and it's happy days. Again, a product for especially the F1 style of fishing, what I'm doing, that I wouldn't live without, just for the way it makes it easy to store your rigs on kits. So that's the Daiwa pole case. Now, the last two items are the two smaller items that I've got. Now, this is something that probably had these for quite a while now, and I actually need to change the blades on them. They've gone a bit rusty, but you can get spare blades for them, and that's the Lee Murphy weed cutters. Now, basically what this is really important for is when I'm fishing F1 venues, places like Partridge, if you're going to Tunnel Barn and you've got a far bank to fish to, and you've got any overhanging little blades of grass, or you know, you just always seem to find you've got one little reed or something that's in the way of where you want to fish. You can literally just attach this to your cupping kit, go across, cut an odd little bit of grass out the way or whatever you need to do, and it just makes you have a much smoother day's fish. You're not getting stuck in the far bank, and you can get to where you need to get into the correct depth of water, which is often the case. Like, you need to get right tight to that far bank in the summer months. So he does a few different ones. I think he does one that's straight as well, but these are the two that I carry, and they just fit in my side drawer in my box. They're absolutely brilliant. He makes them for all different cupping kit threads, and again, because I do a lot of F1 fishing, a lot of Snake Lakey type fishing, I'd be lost without them. They're just brilliant little products. So they're the Lee Murphy cutters, and he's on Facebook and stuff if anyone's like interested in getting some, because I know even though they've been around a little while, I still don't think everyone knows about them and where they can get them from. So you know, they're just a good little bit of equipment if you're going on any Snake Lake type venues like that. And then the final one is this Uni paint pen. Now I'm actually going to open my top kit case up again, and what you'll see on in my top kit case, on my top kits, is, and I've probably spoke about, you know, me marks before, my depth markers on my top kits. Now, I'd be absolutely lost now without depth markers on my top kits. Now, obviously, this is the product that I'm talking about, the paint pen for putting the marks on the top kits, but it's the marks on the top kits that I'd be lost without, because when I'm shallow fishing, I know how important having the correct depth, having sort of like your shot in the correct position, the right line length, stuff like that. And with them marks on your kits, you can measure all them absolutely bang on. And if I'm catching at a depth, or if I've got a shot in that's working, if I break a rig, or for next time I go fishing, I can know exactly how everything was shotted, what depth everything is, and I know that makes a massive difference to my shallow fishing through the summer. But not only shallow fishing, you can know what was the best depth where you caught the fish in the edge, across, down the middle, and it just tells you a lot about depth of water that I think is one of the main sort of things that make a big difference in F1 fishing. Fishing the correct depth, or fishing in the correct depth of water, makes a massive difference. So without that pen to mark the kits up, I think that's the best pen on the market for marking your kits up. It marks it up nice and neat. It still can rub off with sort of excessive use, but I found out of a lot of the pens that I've tried in the past, that's one that does stay on better than most. The Uni paint pen. It's the extra fine version. I just use a white one because I just use black top kits, and you mark your kits up nice and easy, nice and neatly, and they stay on for months and months. You'll probably get years without them rubbing off if you're not doing as much fishing as that what I'm doing all the time. Brilliant bit of kit. Just probably not an item of fishing tackle, but a piece of equipment that makes a massive difference to my fishing, that Uni paint pen.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.